Today, I'm gonna be giving away my secrets and showing you guys how to Tinytask Purgatory difficulty of Act 6 and farm jewels at a crazy rate. I would say most of the time this gets you around 1 spin an hour, but it varies a lot because the devs made the rewards 10 to 20 jewels, and over time that could be either really good or really bad for you. So theoretically, if you farm for 30 hours straight, you should have enough to get the ultimate unit pity and the World 2 banner. And the only units that you need to get started is you need a Benimaru, you need a Nanami, hopefully with Avatar on him, you need a Pride, which we don't even place down, we just need him for that plus 20% team damage, and you need to bring a farm, which I'm bringing Yojin just because he's the farm I always use. And if you guys are curious, I'll show you guys the skill tree that I'm using. On Benimaru, I use straight SPA. So I went the lowest SPA I can get him, and he's attacking once every 3.97 seconds. And so that's literally the lowest you can get his attack speed too. And for Nanami, you should always have a crit build. So mainly get like this upgrade, I think this one, or not that one, this one, and then get this side. Because you could see here, Nanami has an 80% chance to crit, and when he does crit, it does 265% damage. So he's a really insane starting unit. All the farm matters is that you have this one upgrade. You need this plus 15% money, because even if you went straight SPA for a farm, you only get money at the end of a round. So the SPA doesn't really matter. But before we get started, I want to thank you guys because we recently passed 1,000 subscribers, which is insane because not even that long ago, we just passed 500. And so make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. And with that out the way, let's just get straight to it. Okay, I'm not going to be playing, but just for reference, the one that we're going to be farming is going to be Firefighter's Base, Act 6 on the Purgatory difficulty, because this is the one that gives you the most jewels. And if you're curious why I'm not going to be playing, it's because I got a recording pulled up here and I want to be able to pause and play it. That way I could explain really everything that I'm doing to you guys. Okay, so first things first, the time that you start at doesn't really matter. And if you're curious what time I'm referring to, it's the timer right here. So every time that a wave is going to start, or when you load into a game, you'll get this timer on your screen. And I usually start around 5 seconds so I can give my character enough time to walk to wherever I need him to go. But it's really up to you. You can have it start at 3 seconds, you can have it start at 10. You just need to make sure you stop your recording 1 second before the time you're starting it at. Okay, sorry, editor's note here. I may have left out some very vital information that's very vital and you need to know. When you are doing a Tinytask recording, you can't move your camera. And what I mean by that is holding your right mouse button and just moving it around, or using the arrow keys. Even though that also moves it like that, you can't do it because sometimes it just doesn't register those inputs. And so it's very inconsistent. And also another thing is after you do record your Tinytask, or even before you record it, you want to go into preferences, make sure continuous playback is checked. And see, now I just checked mine and there, now it shows a check mark. And you want to make sure always on top is checked. Otherwise, whenever I do this and I tap into Roblox to play, this will go away because Roblox will appear on top. And also another thing is you want play speed to always be 1 times. It should stay 1 times, but my friends do have a lot of issues with that. For some reason, their play speed just changes. So you want to always make sure that your play speed is set at 1 times. And also I didn't mention it, but it's up to you if you want to leave auto skip on. Oh, I can't even show you, but in ALS, in these settings, whenever you're in the game, it'll give you the option to have auto skip on, and that's completely up to you. You can play with all that stuff off if you can't beat it and you need the rounds to go slow, or you could be like me and just thug it out. And with all that information out the way, you guys can get back to watching the video. And so you'll see around the start, I like to tap W like 3 times and then I start walking, just because I want to make sure that it's actually registering my inputs and hopefully the timing doesn't get messed up. Okay, so I made my character walk around 3 times here, and for some reason I kept tapping W. I'm guessing it's just because I didn't have a long space to walk, but usually you can only tap W like 3 times and you should be fine. And so whenever you place a unit, what I like to do is I like to actually press the number on my keyboard. So I don't like to click it because sometimes whenever you click it, the game just likes to lag and it won't actually register you click the unit. And so I like to press the number, place the unit down, and wherever you're placing the unit down, you want to place him a little bit up and a little bit down in that exact spot. So that way whenever you click there in the future, you're still clicking on the same unit. And so you can see I spam place him down. Right now I'm just pressing 1 place, moving him down a little bit, and right there after I pushed him down a lot, I just need him to get kills now. And so here I'm basically just waiting for him to get kills and let me get money because I'm still here at $50. And right there he finally about to kill the units, and then you want to place Nanami. And Nanami is a ground unit, so usually you don't have to move him up or down or nothing. It's just these units that you have to place on a hill, they for some reason like to mess up. And so here I just spam Nanami, placing him down in the same spot over and over and over again in and honestly just hope for the best and hope that it registers one of the times. And so Nanami and Benimaru should hold it off, and then you could place your farm. And the farm we're not going to be upgrading, so it doesn't matter where you place him. You could keep on placing him all over the screen. You just need to make sure that you get him down. And see there, we stop placing the farm, and now we go start upgrading Benimaru. And for upgrading your units, what I like to do, because sometimes it doesn't register that you tap on the unit. So whenever you do tap a unit and then you go to upgrade them, what I like to do is I like to tap off of them. So I'll come tap like in a random space off the screen over here, and then I tap them, upgrade them, tap off the screen, tap them, upgrade them, and tap off the screen. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about is I spam this upgrade button. And the only reason why I'm spamming it is because I want to account for all the timing delays, because hopefully it doesn't mess up by no time, but sometimes they'll get delayed by 2 seconds or 3 seconds, and you want to account for those whenever you're upgrading your unit. And that's why you want to continuously be spamming the upgrade button over and over and over, because you're not always going to have the same amount of money that you did on the recorded run. And so we're sitting here, we're still spamming Benimaru's upgrades, and I think after the 7.5 thousand upgrade, this is the last one I get. Yeah, so the next upgrade is 17.5 thousand, and that's going to take us a long time to get without any farm upgrades. And so I switch over to upgrading Nanami, and Nanami really does help a lot, just because look at the amount of damage he's dealt. Like, he's at 2.6 billion already. Like, that's insane. He's just going up so fast. And so basically you want to do the same thing that you were doing with Benimaru, just switch over now to Nanami and just spam his upgrades. I'm pretty sure the next one after this is his overtime worker, but we don't get another 11,000 in 3 rounds after this, I'm pretty sure. Oh, actually I lied. I think this might be his last upgrade. I think we do get another 9,000. And Benimaru, he's still taking care of the flying units because Nanami's helping eliminate all those ground units, so Benimaru could actually focus just the flying. And the boss is scary because this boss does have like 500 million health, but Nanami with his 6 out of 9 upgrades and Benimaru on, I think it was, I forget, I think it's like 6 out of 9 or something, the one right before King of Destruction, those two should be able to kill the boss. And you can see the only reason why I stopped upgrading here and my mouse is just in the same spot is because it's wave 15, I have 4.6 thousand, and I know I can't afford no other upgrades. And so here I'm basically just waiting for the round to end. Okay, there you go. You've seen the boss. He came down at the bottom last second, and for completing that it took us 3 minutes and 27 seconds in game time, and we got 15 joules from it. And so whenever you do complete these and this screen pops up, you want to spam tap this retry button over and over. And so like right now I'm still spam clicking in this same spot. I'm not moving my mouse, I'm just spam clicking, and you want to stay spam clicking like that to account for any missed timing. And so this whole time I'm still spam clicking and I'm waiting for 1 second before I started the recording. And so here I'm just spam clicking, and I think around now, yeah, right there, right at about 6 seconds is whenever I would stop the recording. And so if you were recording this, you would press F8, the same button that you press to record. I have mine set to F8, and then after you're done recording, you would tap the save button right here. It would open up your files. You choose wherever you want to put the file that you just recorded. You could name it whatever act you're on or whatever you're trying to get. If you're trying to get a jester's hat, you can name it jester hat. If you're trying to farm jewels, you could just name it jewels. Just name it something that you won't forget and you know what that recording is. And so you see my recording just looped right there, and now my guy is doing the walking again. And so I tap W, and for some reason I stayed tapping W all the way until I walked up, and it should loop perfectly. If you didn't have no internet connection issues, if you didn't have no input issues, hopefully you should walk to the same spot and you should place the units all again, and this should just loop for however much you want it to. And that's it. That's pretty much the strat. See, for tiny tasking, you can walk a lot, and sometimes you can place a lot of units. You can place up to 5. It's just the more units you place and the more distance that you have to walk, the more odds that it's not going to read that input and it'll mess up. So you want to try to walk the shortest amount of distance, and you want to try to use the least amount of units. And if you guys do have this exact team, you know, if you guys have a Benimaru, Avatar, Nanami, Pride, and a farm, you could go take this to Rerolls, because you could go farm any stage. And this team right here, if they could kill a 500 million health boss, they should be able to complete any raid except the last one, like the Naruto one, because that boss does have like billions of health. It's kind of insane. But yeah, now hopefully you're all pros at tiny tasking. If you have any questions, you guys could just comment them down below, and hopefully I could respond to all of you. And make sure to like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed the video. Got some free sauce, and laters.
Saving our money, no move, run fast, take a light.